Paolo Banchero. Paolo Banchero is a matchup nightmare in the making. At 6'10" and 250 pounds, he has the ball handling and fluidity of a guard, but the size of a dominant forward. What separates him isn't just skill, it's poise. He never looks rushed. He plays with a mature calm, dissecting defenders with fakes, footwork, and finishes. As a rookie, he averaged 20 points a game and carried himself like a seasoned vet. He can create off the bounce, pull up from mid-range, and power through contact. Defensively, he's developing, but his size and timing already show promise. Orlando's young core looks exciting, but Paolo, he's the centerpiece, a future multiple-time All-Star in the making. 2. Devin Booker is the kind of scorer that doesn't need space to get a clean look. His footwork, balance, and soft touch make him a mid-range assassin. But what truly elevates him is how he's evolved. Once labeled a good stats bad team player, he proved himself in the playoffs, dropping 40-point games, making clutch buckets, and leading Phoenix to the finals. He's not just a shooting guard, he's a full-on offensive engine. He can initiate plays, hit off the dribble threes, and has grown as a passer. Off the court, he's reserved. On the court, ruthless. And with a growing bag and proven leadership, Booker's in the prime of his stardom, and he's not done climbing. 3. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard doesn't smile much. He doesn't talk trash. He doesn't celebrate after dunks, but his game, cold-blooded. At his best, he's a top 5 player in the world, a two-way menace who can clamp your best scorer and then drop 30 on the other end with machine-like efficiency. His mid-range is unguardable, his hands are the size of dinner plates, and his patience with the ball is elite. He's won 2 Finals MVPs with 2 different franchises, and in 2019, he dragged the Raptors to a title with one of the greatest postseason runs ever. Injuries have slowed his consistency, but even now, when he's on the court, Kawhi is still one of the scariest matchups in the league. A cyborg with a jump shot. 4. Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham is like a jazz musician playing point guard. Smooth, controlled, and never rushed. He's 6 feet 6 inches with vision, strength, and a knack for manipulating defenders. Even on a rebuilding Pistons team, he plays with a veteran's presence. His ability to run an offense, hit step backs, and find teammates in tight windows makes him the clear future of Detroit basketball. Injuries have slowed his rise, but make no mistake, when healthy, Cade has all-star written all over him. He's a culture setter, a guy you build around. With a more balanced roster and better health, expect Cade to make noise, and soon. 5. James Harden. James Harden redefined NBA offense in the 2010s. The step-back 3, the endless free throws, the insane usage rates. But even more than scoring, Harden is a master of control. His pick-and-roll timing is clinical, his passing is next level, and his ability to get defenders off balance has made him one of the most unguardable players ever. Now in his mid-30s, his scoring has dipped, but his impact hasn't. He still drops 20 to 10 with ease, still breaks down defenses, and still orchestrates games like a maestro. Criticized for playoff shortcomings, praised for regular season brilliance, Harden remains a complex figure. But there's no debate. He's one of the most influential offensive players of the modern era. 6. Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns is a unicorn in sneakers, a 7-footer who can shoot like a guard, drive like a forward, and rebound like a center. His offensive talent is undeniable, whether it's pick and pop threes, post fades, or face-up drives. Few bigs have his touch and versatility, but what makes Cat special is his ability to space the floor and still be a 20 and 10 machine. Defense is the biggest knock on his game, and at times his impact wavers under pressure, but his raw skill, elite. In Minnesota's Twin Tower setup with Gobert, he stretches the defense, giving the Timberwolves a unique look. With maturity and consistency, he still has another level to reach. 7. Trae Young. Trae Young plays like a mix of a street hooper and a seasoned vet. His confidence is sky high, his handle is tight, and his range starts the moment he crosses half court. What makes him special isn't just the deep threes or flashy passes, it's his control. Trae dictates tempo, manipulates defenses, and consistently ranks among league leaders in both scoring and assists. Yes, defense is a liability, but offensively, he's an engine. In the 2021 playoffs, he took the Hawks to the conference finals, silencing crowds and showing he's built for the moment. Love him or hate him, you have to respect the impact. 8. Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese. Maxey is one of the fastest guards in the league. His speed with the ball is a weapon, but it's the control and balance that make him special. He doesn't just run fast, he finishes, stops on a dime, and pulls up with confidence. Maxey has gone from energetic bench scorer to Philly's co-star. His shooting has improved dramatically, and he's fearless in big moments. He feeds off energy, attacks relentlessly, and keeps defenders guessing. With Harden gone, Maxey has the green light, and he's proving he can be a foundational piece for the 76ers. Dokuzunchu Alperen Sengun. Alperen Sengun is fun. He's creative, patient, and unorthodox. Watching him play feels like time traveling to a different era. He lives in the post but thinks like a point guard. Behind-the-back passes, drop steps, no-look dimes. Sengun's feel for the game is rare, especially for a big. His footwork is advanced, his timing is elite, and he's quickly becoming Houston's offensive hub. Defense is still a work in progress, but his IQ and instincts hint at growth. If he keeps this trajectory, Sengun will be one of the most unique stars in the league. 10. Ja Morant. Ja Morant doesn't play basketball. He detonates on it. His burst, body control, and bounce make him one of the most electrifying players of this era. He gets to the rim like a heat-seeking missile and finishes with flair, aggression, and fearlessness. But he's not just a dunker. Ja is a playmaker, a floor general, and the emotional core of the Grizzlies. He thrives in chaos and lives for the big moment. Off-court issues have stalled his ascent, but on the court, he's already a superstar. When Ja is locked in, few players can match his impact or intensity. 11th, Paul George. Paul George makes basketball look elegant. His shot mechanics are clean, his movements are fluid, and his defense is suffocating. PG is one of the league's best two-way wings when healthy. He can guard your best scorer, then hit a fadeaway three over a hand in his face. Injuries have prevented him from stringing together dominant seasons, but his skill set remains elite. He's a multiple-time All-Star, Olympic gold medalist, and a key piece of any championship-caliber team. When George finds rhythm, he becomes unguardable. 12th, Domantas Sabonis, the triple-double hub. Sabonis is a relentless worker and one of the best passing bigs in the game. He sets brutal screens, dominates the glass, and facilitates from the elbow like a point forward. In Sacramento, he's the engine that keeps the offense humming. He leads by example, never takes a play off, and constantly makes smart reads. Sabonis might not be flashy, but he's consistent, efficient, and reliable. A nightly double-double threat with a team-first mentality. 13. De'Aaron Fox. The clutch King Fox is speed personified. Blink and he's at the rim. But he's not just a blur, he's a tactician. His mid-range has improved, his three-point shot is more consistent, and he's become one of the most dangerous closers in the league. Fox led the NBA in clutch scoring in 2023, often carrying Sacramento in tight moments. He's aggressive, fearless, and now more efficient than ever. With playoff experience under his belt, Fox is entering his prime as one of the league's top point guards. 14. Bam Adebayo, the versatile wall. Bam Adebayo is a modern big man with an old-school mentality. He'll switch onto guards, protect the rim, run dribble handoffs, and still drop 20 if needed. He's the heart of Miami's defense and a key part of their offensive flow. Bam plays bigger than his size, and his agility allows the Heat to run switch-heavy schemes. He's an all-defensive team regular and has shown growth as a playmaker. In big moments, Bam anchors Miami's identity. 15. Pascal Siakam, the whirlwind. Siakam never stops moving. He's a blur in transition, a problem in the half court, and a menace on defense. His spin move is signature, but his all-around game keeps evolving. Siakam has added a respectable jumper, become a better playmaker, and consistently defends at a high level. He's a champion, a two-time All-Star, and Toronto's offensive focal point. With energy, length, and skill, Siakam embodies the modern forward. 16. Evan Mobley, the defensive prodigy. Mobley is what every team wants in a modern big: mobility, length, and instincts. He blocks shots without fouling, recovers quickly, and switches onto guards with ease. Offensively, he's developing a mid-range game and improving as a passer. Cleveland's defense leans heavily on him, and his impact already rivals veteran defenders. With strength and skill catching up to his IQ, Mobley could be Defensive Player of the Year soon. 17. Jalen Williams, J-Dub, the Swiss Army knife. Jalen Williams does a little bit of everything, and he does it well. He defends, scores, cuts, passes, and brings maturity beyond his years. At 6 feet 6 inches with a long wingspan, he can guard multiple positions and create mismatches. In OKC's rising core, J-Dub has emerged as a do-it-all wing who makes winning plays. He's not loud, but he's effective. The kind of player every contender needs. 18. Scotty Barnes, the connector. Scotty Barnes is a bundle of energy and versatility. He can push in transition, guard 1 through 5, and initiate the offense from the forward spot. His rookie year showed flashes of stardom, and he's continued to grow. The jumper is still inconsistent, but the playmaking, defense, and motor are elite. Barnes is the type of player who stuffs the stat sheet and controls the game without needing 30 shots. 19th, Jaren Jackson Jr., JJJJ, the shot-blocking stretch. JJJ led the league in blocks and made it look easy. His timing, length, and help-side defense are elite. Offensively, he can stretch the floor, post up smaller defenders, and finish lobs. Foul trouble is still an issue, but his overall impact is massive. As Memphis's defensive anchor and a growing offensive threat, JJJ's value is rising. 20. Tyrese Halliburton, the cerebral floor general. Halliburton sees the game in slow motion. His unorthodox shot goes in, his passes are timely and precise. He controls the pace, elevates teammates, and leads with joy. In Indiana, he's blossomed into an all-star, and his combination of IQ, efficiency, and creativity makes him one of the best young point guards in the league. Halliburton is a franchise floor general with superstar vision. Yirmabirinci Alperen Şengün. Alperen Şengün plays like a time traveler. In a league full of high-flying dunks and step-back threes, Şengün brings post spins, no-look passes, and soft touch around the rim. He's only in his early 20s, but his footwork and feel for the game are elite. Standing at 6 feet 10 inches, Şengün is already the offensive hub for the Rockets, initiating plays from the elbow, running pick and rolls, and surprising defenders with crafty Euro-style fakes. And don't let the baby face fool you. This guy cooks. His passing has drawn comparisons to Jokic, and while he's not that level yet, the vision is real. He's becoming the kind of big man you can build a system around. 22nd, Franz Wagner. Franz Wagner doesn't scream for attention, but his game speaks volumes. At 6'10", he's a smooth scorer who glides into buckets, can defend multiple positions, and rarely makes mistakes. What makes Franz dangerous is how quietly he dominates. He doesn't need the ball for 10 seconds. One dribble, one read, one perfect play. He's efficient, crafty, and lethal in transition. Pair that with high IQ defense and growing confidence, and you've got a future all-star in Orlando. The Magic have a deep young core, but Wagner might just be the most complete player among them. Vidishim Trechias Jonas Valanciunas. Jonas Valanciunas is a throwback. In an NBA full of stretch fives and small ball centers, he's still doing work the old-fashioned way, punishing defenders in the post, crashing the boards, and setting monster screens. He's one of the strongest players in the league, and his rebounding numbers reflect it. JV also added a reliable three-point shot to stay modern, but make no mistake, he's a bruiser at heart. In New Orleans, he gives Zion room to roam while holding down the paint. Reliable, tough, and consistent. He may not trend on Twitter, but coaches love him. 24th, Jerami Grant. Jerami Grant has quietly become one of the most reliable forwards in the league. After stints in Oklahoma City and Denver, he bet on himself in Detroit and proved he could carry a scoring load. Now with Portland, Grant balances scoring with elite defense. He's long, mobile, and can guard 4 positions. On offense, he's comfortable slashing, spotting up, or posting up smaller defenders. He's the kind of player that every playoff team wants. Switchable, smart, and low maintenance. Jerami doesn't need the spotlight, he just shows up and delivers. 25th, Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon is nicknamed the President for a reason. He's poised, deliberate, and never rattled. But behind that calm exterior is a killer competitor. He won Rookie of the Year as a second-round pick, then became a key starter in Milwaukee, Indiana, and Boston. His ability to run the offense, knock down threes, and defend bigger guards makes him a Swiss Army knife at the point. Now in Portland, he's mentoring young players while still dropping 15-5-5 nights. If basketball had a class valedictorian, it would be Malcolm Brogdon. 26. Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane is one of the most physically unique guards in the league. He's 6 feet 5 inches, jacked like a safety, and has one of the smoothest shooting strokes in the NBA. Playing next to Ja Morant in Memphis, Bane has thrived as a secondary scorer, hitting over 40% from deep, while also driving to the rim with power. What sets Bane apart is consistency. He doesn't just have hot nights, he is the offense on some nights. And defensively, he's tough, disciplined, and never backs down. Bane might not have the flash of Ja, but in terms of impact, he's right there. 27th. Miles Turner. Miles Turner has led the league in blocks and still doesn't get enough credit. At 6'11", he's one of the best rim protectors in the NBA. But what makes him special? He can shoot too. Turner is a rare two-way big who doesn't clog the lane. He spaces the floor with his pick-and-pop jumper while anchoring the defense in the paint. He's had trade rumors hanging over him for years, but through it all, he's just kept improving. In Indiana, he's now showing leadership on top of production. Turner isn't flashy, but he's a model of modern big man versatility. 28th, Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole is a walking heat check. 1 second, he's drilling a 30-footer off the dribble. The next, he's turning it over with a wild behind-the-back pass. But when he's hot, he's electric. Poole played a huge role in the Warriors' 2022 championship run, bringing scoring off the bench and fearless energy. But after being traded to Washington, he struggled with consistency. Still, the raw talent is there. If he locks in and simplifies his game, he could become a 20-plus PPG scorer again. Poole is chaotic, but chaos can be beautiful when it's under control. 29th, D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell has one of the smoothest games in the league. Lefty pull-up, floater, no-look dime, he's pure skill. But consistency has always been the issue. Russell made an all-star team in Brooklyn, bounced through Golden State and Minnesota, and now plays a supporting role with the Lakers. When he's locked in, he can take over quarters with tough shot-making and flashy passes, but when he's cold, he fades. Still, Russell remains a starting caliber point guard with tons of flair. And on the right night, he can look like a star. 30. OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby doesn't talk much, but his defense screams. He's one of the best wing defenders in basketball, capable of shutting down all-stars on a nightly basis. On offense, he's a steady 3-and-D threat who's added more ball handling and finishing each year. With the Raptors, he quietly grew into a 17-point-per-game scorer. In New York, he's embraced a more focused role: defend, rebound, and hit timely shots. His value doesn't always show up in highlights, but watch the matchups. Coaches love him. Opponents hate him. OG doesn't need volume. He just needs matchups, and he usually wins them.